Hi all, this is a guide on tanking Qadim the Peerless as heal alacrity Mechanist. The first thing you want to do is make sure you turn on your special action so you're getting aggro for tank. Next thing you'll want to know is that these orb attacks Qadim's doing, you're going to want to alternate between dodging them and using shield 5 to block them. You can bring in an additional um, block from toolkit and also use that magnet CC on the Anoms. I will also be going over how to essentially solo Anoms or for this fight. So for the first phase, the main thing you're going to be worried about is dodging those orb attacks and making sure those carpet attacks get placed in the correct places like I did. You want to make sure they're out of the way, they're not hitting any of the kites, and that you don't stand on them after they get placed. So now you're going to CC your pylon. Make sure you're saving CC for the Anom. The first Anom you're going to see in this second phase on Qadim. So you're back to doing your orb dodging. You're going to see that first Anom spawn pretty soon. I was a little late on my CC for it. So essentially the Anoms have a 400 defiance bar, which is pretty small. You can CC them in a multitude of ways, but the most common ways are using Mortars 3-4 and then like a shield attack, like shield 4 bop. You can also bring mine kit. Like I said, you could use like magnet on toolkit. There's lots of different ways to do it. I really like using Technobabble on my asura um, engineer because it just makes it really easy. With paralyzation sigil, it does 390 out of the 400 damage. It won't be up for every single bar, as you'll see, but it just makes most of them pretty easy to do because then I just need to do a single soft CC and it's covered. So yeah. Make sure that when you're placing your mech, you're placing it either inside Qadim's box so everyone's getting boons or towards the stack. You're going to see another Anom. Notice that Qadim is in his CC animation around this time. It makes it a little easier. If you're done with your Anom early, you can come dump some CC on the boss, whatever's left over. Make sure you're upkeeping heals. Qadim the Peerless is a very easy fight to heal for the most part, unless people are really fucking up. The healing pressure goes up only on the pretty much the very last phase, I'd say. But yeah, it's fairly straightforward. Just that those orb attacks is just the main thing you're going to be focused as tank and dodging. The carpets, making sure they're getting placed in the correct places. Here my group likes to stack in the fire, making sure they have stability. And then I'm going to go CC the Anom. Make sure you're in range for your CCs. That sounds simple, but the Anoms often spawn pretty far out and you need to kind of get off position. Druid has a bit of an easier time with it. I think it's probably a comfier heal alacrity tank for this fight, to be honest, but it is a little bit weird with some of the boons, like the positioning you'll need to be with regards to the stack. They all have their kind of advantages and disadvantages, I'd say. But yeah. Same thing again, the Anom spawned. I'm CCing it. You're going to see we do a few different CC rotations towards the end. Towards the end, the Anoms start spawning at a faster rate, so my Technobabble won't be up for every single one. I will know for the last phase, you're going to lose access to your special action keys, so we're going to do something a little special there to make sure we get tank aggro. Yeah, you're essentially just going to be paying attention so you're not dying from eating these orb attacks. Make sure you're cleansing the vuln on them. It's another thing I forgot to mention earlier. They stack vuln even if you block and dodge correctly, so you're just going to be wanting to use your mortar for light field or elixir for a light field with some mortar spans or blasts, or alternatively, if it's up, use your medkit 3. It's probably your best cleanse for it since it's a pulsing cleanse. So there, I like getting in early and then blocking the pushback. That way I'm guaranteed to get tank aggro, because it's pretty common that people try to yoink tank aggro from you for there. Since you don't have the special action, it's a little harder to guarantee you have tank. So you want to make sure you're the first person going in during this last phase when all the pylons are destroyed. Here I'm going to place a carpet. Other people call it road. I'm going to notice that I have to do some sort of wonky positioning to make sure I can CC the Anoms. because my Technobabble is off cooldown. So I'm dumping both Mortar 3 and 4. That's a blind and a chill. That's a pretty strong soft CC between the two of them. So you kind of just need like one more CC skill to finish it off. My group does fires in a pretty particular way, I'll know. So if you're pugging, you're probably going to need to have your group help kill the Anoms if they're not getting CC'd over the fire. But yeah, that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, per usual. All right.